Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex Season 3. I'm your host, Tasha Ray, and boy, do I have some surprises for you today. So you guys may know this familiar face and voice as my co-host of Season 2. Hey, Deven.
Hey, I'm back.
But since we're switching things up and putting ladies in the hot seat this season, she's joining us as our very first guest. And Terrell, our Season 2 fave, will be co-hosting with me and holding it down for the fellas for Season 3. You ready, Terrell?
I'm back. It's me, the Florida con man, the unruly ruler, the usurper of your business. What's poppin'?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Deven, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Wow, it's scary to think that there's people that don't know me, but I guess. My name is Deven. I am a realtor, luxury realtor, and I am 30 years old, and I am dangerously single. I'm ready for summer because I'm ready to make some mistakes. I'm very single. That's my relationship status.
Dangerously single. Ooh, ooh,
Ooh,
ooh.
excited.
All right, so ladies are in the hot seat this season, Deven. So let's go and get into it.
Let's get into it.
So I gotta ask, after roasting the dudes all season long, how does it feel to be in the hot seat?
I'm excited to be in the hot seat because they couldn't take it and they felt like I was pressuring them. I can take it. I'm excited to be in the hot seat because I can handle the heat and I thrive in it.
And
So,
All right now.
You know what our favorite saying is, if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen.
Bye.
That's it.
yes.
All right, let's get down to it. So Deven, is there a standard to date you? And if so, what is it?
See, I know somebody that I've been with is going to watch this and I'm going to say a standard and they're going to be like, really? She wants to be with somebody that's tall and employed because I'm broke, homeless, and 5'8", and she fucked me for 6 years. This doesn't apply to you. I'm a new person now, okay? Yes, I do. There is. Okay. Let me reinvent myself right now. So obviously I'm tall and I would like somebody taller than me, but that's minimum. Anything look related, anything appearance related is like in like the paragraph 2, section 1A. Like the most important thing to me is somebody that's funny, somebody that has a job, that makes more money than me because I don't want them to feel incompetent whenever I'm out here, you know. And good teeth. You can be fine as hell with your mouth shut in every picture. And then if I see those teeth, it's a no-go for me. So, and of course, I mean, a ton of other stuff too. But for me, personality is huge because if I don't relate with you here, I'm still going to have sex with you, but it's not going to be as good if we can relate here, and whatever else. So
Other regions.
Other regions. Let's start here and then let's move down.
Work our way down. All right. Okay, so if your partner asked you to change certain behaviors in a relationship, would you? Like maybe you curse too much, maybe you drink too much, maybe you go out a lot. Like, I don't know.
Okay, you didn't have to cater that question specifically. You're like, maybe you smoke too much, maybe he hates that you're obnoxious, maybe you're arrogant. I feel like the older I get and the more mature I try to be, the more I think about if somebody really wants the best for me. Like if my friend, and y'all will feel me on this, if my friend gives me like constructive criticism and she's like, girl, every other word is like, fuck, you need to stop, chill out, whatever. Or maybe you need to maybe not go out every single night all month long. Then I'll be receptive to that. So I try to be receptive to that in a partner too, only if it's something that he's saying for truly because he wants me to be better. If he's somebody that's like, why are you spending so much time with your family? Don't you see them enough? I'm like, I'm not going to change that. If it's something like, why are you Why are you blackout drunk at noon just because it's a weekend? Okay, maybe. I don't get that many weekends off. But yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. I would have to say though, if it's something that really, I mean, even if somebody were to say like, okay, you cuss a lot, I would have to think like, was I in front of his mom calling her a dumb bitch? You know what I mean? Because maybe I should chill.
Quick, side tangent or whatever. Personally, I feel like the pandemic has done a number on all of us. So me being blackout on a Friday at noon, I feel like it's justifiable. I mean, what else we gonna do?
Listen, what else am I gonna do?
I mean, Mrs. Corona came through and she stormed on through and took all our lives with her. I'm like, what? Well, I mean, am I supposed to saddle up and get ready or what's popping?
Right. You want me to stay at home and cleanse for a month? Like, no. Listen, I remember when when everybody in the beginning was so concerned about COVID. And then the first time that I got COVID, I was like, you know what? If I get COVID and I lose my taste and smell and I have to quarantine, I'm just going to like sit in the house and like try to chill and work on my health. No, I was literally force feeding myself liquor. I couldn't even take it. And then finally, the day that I could, I was like, okay. And that's when, and it's like, what else are we supposed to do when we're stuck in the house? People are panicking, like freaking out. No, I agree.
Listen, personally, I did the push-up challenge for a total of an hour, 30 minutes.
One push-up.
That was it. And after that, I just muted everybody on my story because I don't have time for that. I mean, I don't need that negativity in my life. I didn't ask for that personally.
I didn't ask for that.
Now they did, decided to do see a shot, take a shot. And I was like, right this way.
A challenge I can stand behind.
Hello.
And keeping it pressing on forward, what can a man do that turns you completely off during the dating phase?
Oh, so this is special because this is a time when everybody that I have blocked can watch this and know, oh, that's why she hates me. That's why she wants me dead. I don't think we have enough time for me to tell all my turnoffs at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will say this. One of my biggest, like when people first started talking about gaslighting, I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm just not going to get into it. But now you met me under these pretenses. Now you're completely flipping the script on me. And then one thing that I've seen men do that really turns me off is like, they'll try to kind of like switch the narrative and then come back to me and be like, well, they hadn't heard from me or they don't know what I'm up to. And I'm like, what? Like it's to me, the mental shit is really the biggest turnoff. But let me start with the physicals. Bad teeth, people that don't take care of themselves, bad hygiene, people that are dirty. I don't want to go to your house even just to fuck you if your pillow and pillowcase and the setup, like, are there crumbs in your bed? What does your place look like? Do you have a roommate? Can I come over? Do you live with your baby's mother? I know you have one. I know y'all are still fucking. Do y'all live together? Can I even fuck you in your own house? Do you have a house? Do you own it? Because I'm going to look it up in the MLS. No, I'm serious.
I have access to the database.
Hello.
I know what's popping.
I'm like, oh, okay. So do you rent or own? Oh, okay. That's a lie. Oh, okay. Who do you live with? Okay. That's a lie too. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mostly like, I also don't like when guys are like so cocky. I feel like insecurities are so loud to me, especially like the more secure that we become in ourselves. I'll date a guy and it's like, if I look good and I go out with you, then you need to be like super confident and secure in the fact that I'm with you. If you start acting like I'm looking at other people or acting rude to other people that talk to me or come up to me, that's a huge turnoff. If somebody is rude to a waitress, a waiter, or a bartender, I'm like, okay. To me, that's a huge turnoff too. I don't like when guys, I don't care if you don't drink, but don't tell me like, not, don't tell me not. I don't care what you do or don't do. It's not that I don't care, but I met you where you're at. So don't tell me to do less of what I'm doing either.
So what Deven has done here today is unveil the CVS receipt of what y'all shouldn't be doing out here. It is long.
Facts.
And here it is. So now you know.
Now you know. And I didn't even, okay, let me think a little bit deeper. Okay, men that don't pay, or men that don't offer to do anything with a woman unless you are going to pay for it. Don't offer to split. Don't tell a woman you want to take her somewhere and then say, if you get the flight, that's not taking me anywhere. I took myself there. Don't want to be half and half on anything. If you're setting the standard, I don't know if I should even disclose this, but I'm going to, because it doesn't matter. There's somebody that once tried to talk to me. His social media handle was like, I make the bread. And he literally was like, hey, like, if you want to go out with me, like, we can do like 50-50. And I'm like, I want to report your whole social media profile. Breadwinner? But how though? Because you just told me. So anyway, I didn't block him, but he's been in the DM unanswered for months.
So it was like the biggest problem of
As
him
he
just
should be
perpetrating something he not.
Yeah, don't act like, and don't present yourself, because if you present yourself, like if you dress in designer and you're out all the time and your social media is you on a boat and whatever else, and then I'm out with you and then you make a comment about like, oh yeah, and anything 50-50, it's like, you should be courting me. I don't think people remember what courting is, but in the beginning, it's like, I'm not saying that you have to support me my whole life, but you should come try to at least do something that is attractive to me first before I'm cooking you meals and having your kids and shit. Like, yeah.
Can we get some effort? I feel like effort is lacking. Like,
I think
out
in the age of social media, effort is absolutely lacking.
Everybody just wants to look like they're about it. Life, when it comes to actually putting in effort and putting in work, everybody comes up short, comes up missing.
And okay, another thing that annoys me, another pet peeve or like turn off, is that if you however you act, like I can be so obsessed with you that like I don't ever want to like not be touching you or your dick, but I match your energy. If you want to wait 6 months to text me, hey, how are you? I'm going to text you back in 2023, Happy New Year. So don't come back to me and say, damn, where have you been? What have you been up to? Because I match your energy. So like as a guy, when you hit me like, damn stranger, I'm like,
you giving chill, I'm giving snuggy, bitch. Oh, you like what? I'm in a one motherfucking chilling.
I'm just but men don't like, it's like, do you want me to be on top of you and like tell you that I really like you so you can do it back? I sent this guy a meme last night on Instagram and it said, I'm the type that I can't tell that you like me unless you show me that you're obsessed with me 24/7. And he literally DM'd me back and said, same. I'm like, about you.
Oh my God.
And he basically hit you with the LOL, you wild.
I'm like, no, he hit me with the, oh, you think you're a bad bitch, I'm badder. And I'm like,
you ain't even know that he a city girl. So.
Oh goodness.
He said, when I pop out this summer, don't act like you knew me.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Right. When I pop out this summer with my baby's mom and 3 kids that I lied to you about, okay.
And somebody point, and I'm driving a boat with a bottle of Casamigos. I don't want to even know.
Okay, Dev. So, do you think men are intimidated by successful, independent women?
Are y'all gassing me up, or you really want me to answer this question? Listen, I can't put my finger on it because you work your ass off and you try as hard as you can to be like independently, like, you know, you try to take care of your own finances, you work your ass off to have your own. and then you meet a guy and he's intimidated by it. And it's like, damn, should I have just acted like I was broke when I met you? Because guys are always like, oh, I'm not looking for a girl that's going to take advantage of me. She has to have her own. And then you have your own, like a little bit more than what they want you to have. And they're like, nah. You know what's crazy? I have seen more girls or women that have nothing, like nothing, get wiped up by guys that didn't date me or didn't take me seriously. And I'm like, would I have been more attracted to you if I had nothing going for me and I could just pick up my life and move into your shitty condo in Cleveland?
Like snatch you up and insert you into their life.
Yeah. Like, let me just pick up my life that I have nothing going on and move in with him and hopefully get pregnant in a month. Like, to me, that gives me no security. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to move in with somebody and then what happens when he finds a badder bitch than me in 6 years and I have his 3 kids
and right,
wishes I was independent. I was when you met me.
Yeah, I think that's it. They have the upper hand. They have the power. They control everything, the finances, everything. You become completely dependent upon them, which I think is the goal, so they can stay in control. Right. Where are you going?
But then they don't want you.
You can do what you want to do because it's your money. You're making your own money.
It's like, what do y'all really want? Because it's like that what you just said makes so much sense, but some guy will watch and be like, nah, not me. I want my woman to have her own. Like, I don't want to take care. But it's like, you don't want to take care of me, but you don't want me to do better. To me, I'm so tired of people saying to me, literally, they have no right. They have no right to tell me or have any input on my dating life. And they're like, you're only single because men are intimidated by you. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous because you're 30 and nobody wants to be with you. It's going to be, and I'm like,
oh, all right.
It's scared and nervous. I wasn't until you fucking walked up to me and acted like we were friends.
To double back a little bit, personally, I know a few gentlemen calling from Cleveland and it slaps. I mean, I'm just here to say that don't rule Ohio out. There are some people in Ohio that are doing the damn thing.
If you're in the greater Cleveland area and you live in a dwelling where I can visit you and nobody will pop out of your bedroom mad because we are together,
very important. Very important.
If you own your home. I don't have access to Ohio MLS, so I can't even tell if you're full of shit. But if you live in North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, or Florida, I know if you own your own home. So don't tell me you live at an address and your bitch lives there.
Stop lying.
Listen, because at the end of the day, we know the info.
We'll find out.
All right. So my next question is, could you continue to be, or can you be in a relationship that started off on a lie?
No. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to say, because I'm a mature adult, I'm just going to say it depends on the lie. Say in the beginning, I meet you and I go to your house and there's like, it's your brother there. Or like you live with somebody and you're like, yeah, my brother's here. Like he's not in a good position. So like I told him he could move in with me. And then like I find out that it's his house. I'm not fucking with you. You're like a crazy liar. I mean, I feel like there's levels to it. I feel like in the beginning, everybody puts their best face forward. So some people exaggerate. If it's like a full blown, like me and her aren't together and you live together.
I mean, I think I'm more inclined to forgive because from my experience, I have probably lied to you about my name, where I'm from, what job I probably have, who my siblings are. I'm not an only child. I probably told you I was. I probably told you that, maybe I work in corporate real estate. Maybe I fight crime on the weekend. You just never know what you're going to get. And I feel like that's a lot more exciting. So I'm more inclined to forgive because I probably lied to you about everything. Not for any particular reason, but because I just feel like that's more exciting.
Listen, what you just said is so real because I'm gonna take that one step further. I wish somebody would lie to me in the beginning and be like, oh, like I'm an entrepreneur, and then I find out that he like fucking owns like 6 Tesla dealerships. Like if men are watching, leave more to the imagination because that's what we do. I'm like, oh yeah, like what do I do? Just a little bit of this and that. Men are like, oh, well, anyways, I bought 4 shares of Apple and my Bitcoin is going crazy and I'm about to buy a house. And I'm like, just say less and then like, let me figure it out. If in the beginning we tell each other like little stuff and then it progresses in like a sexy way, that's one thing. If like you lie and then you get caught up and I'm like, wait, so like you don't own the car, you just like work at the car dealership and like you're not in sales or finance, like you work in the auto body shop, like not sexy. I don't want to fuck that.
I mean, if you do work at the auto body shop, my number just happens to be 202.
Good night.
Because listen, I need the work done. I need the work done. It's expensive out here. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to deal. So, like, what's
okay?
You got on 4 new tires. Call me and my dog.
Tara, I got a question. So, are you lying to everybody, or if you meet somebody who's just like, oh, this could be?
To be honest,
are we telling the truth? Like, how we picking and choosing?
You lie to everybody. You can usually tell from the beginning which way you want to go about it, right?
Okay.
It's like if you really like them, then you're like, ooh, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna let him know. Whatever. That's I like to keep a motherfucker on their toes. So like, no, my name's Jason. Goddamn it, you just never know what's gonna happen that day. And then in maybe like 3 months after we get married, maybe I might spill like the real deal or whatever. When my mama show up and tell you that that's not my name. But and it's up to you to decide if it's too late or we're gonna be together.
I told somebody last week I was from Canada. I don't know. Like the best part about being single is I can come on here and really tell the truth and nobody's like, damn, really? Because I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
Who is this? 407-296-7946. So to me, the only reason that I will be like exaggerating the truth in the beginning with men is because they do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm a Cancer. So I'm like, this is what I love. I love okay, well, I don't usually talk about this, but to be honest, and then a lie. Please don't unfollow me, Grace Community Church.
Okay, so that kind of leads into the next question. So what's something that you do early on to see someone for who they really are? Like, do you test people in the early stages? Look at you, just looking like, yeah. Get all the
what do I do early on?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm physically attracted, if I'm physically attracted to somebody early on, whatever happens. But I don't know. Sometimes if I really like him, I'll ask him questions. Like if I really like him, I will purposely ask questions and see how he responds and act like I really don't care or just act like, oh, okay. Like, so wait, what did you say you do again? Oh, okay. So you don't have any kids? Oh, so why you and your ex, why didn't you get married? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to, like I said, I think everybody in the beginning tries to put their best foot forward and face forward. So I don't want to be like, so like, why are you still single? Like, what's wrong with, you know what I mean? Because they'll say something like, oh, my ex was crazy. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, actually, when they say that, I think his dick must be good because I've only acted crazy. I matched with this guy on a dating site and we had never met in person. He lives 3 hours away from me. He was kind of cute though. And literally a week after matching with him, I get a DM request. Hey, I'm coming to you as a woman. You have been talking to my ex-boyfriend.
Ex.
We've never met. All she did was alert me. Now I know what's up with him. You know what? Now I'm not gonna stop fucking with him. Now I want to know.
Ex.
Now I want to know.
That's not your business anymore, girl. Move on. Like,
and also, bitch, he's on a whole dating site.
Right. Oh, stalker vibes. Interesting. All right.
This is so funny, Jesus. Again, please, the people from the Hilson Baptist Zarian Church of Woodford.
Woodford.
This has nothing to do with y'all, and I will be there on Sunday. And I do tithe, so just he loves me where I'm at. I feel like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, "Oh my god." Why did you
that's pretty much how I wake up every day, so I feel like it's fine. I'm gonna ask a loaded question, and this is probably gonna be loaded and triggering for a lot of people. Cheating, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many times is too many times as far as cheating is concerned?
How many times is too many times? One. Because me, a cheater, I'm just kidding. No. Because listen, I'm going to tell you right now. No. As soon as somebody lets me know, and even I tell guys this straight up when we first start dating, don't choose me to be exclusive with me. If there's other people that you want to be with, test it all out with all of us. And then if you feel a vibe with her, stick with her, because if you're more compatible, you'll be more likely to stay with that person. If you're not feeling me and you think you want to talk to somebody else, talk to them, because if I'm not first, I don't want to be an option. A lot of women settle for a man just for him to dog them out and cheat on them. And I'm like, like, I've seen the ugliest men cheat, and I'm like, and it's not just about looks, but no, if you cheat once, I think you're gonna do it again.
Does marriage change that? Like, does that, like, if you're in a relationship and y'all are just dating, that's one thing. But if you're in an actual marriage and you took vows and cheats, what is there a difference, or do you feel the same way, like across the board?
If we're married and you get drunk at your office Christmas party and I'm out of town and you make out with the receptionist bitch in the bathroom and I never know about it, I don't care, because you don't know what I did on vacation, respectfully. But I don't think it's the number of times as much as it is what happens after the number of times. So it's like, if you did something one time and I never found out, I've thought about this before. Like, okay, if I'm married and my husband cheats on me one time and I never hear about it, and he hides it from me, and it's not like, I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to go looking. If somebody calls me and I'm married one day and somebody says,
coming to you as a woman,
I'm coming to you woman to woman, and I've been sleeping with your husband for 6 months, I'm gonna say, bro, really? And be done. If he makes a mistake and he's like, fuck, I don't want to lose her, like, let me just like never talk to this bitch again, and I never find out, I'm not gonna go looking. So I'm the type that wouldn't bother me. Marriage is completely different. If we're dating, I think if you're dating, you're single. If you say to somebody explicitly, look, I don't want you to have any relationship or relations with anybody else, it's just us, which nobody says that. Nobody comes out and says that. So it's like, until you come to me and say, like, look, like, I want to be your man, I want to be your girl, like, we're doing this right now, then I can do whatever I want to. And don't get mad because you're acting like you're not doing it to me, but you are. So dating is just like a free for all, really.
The reason why I said it was a loaded question is because I feel a little bit differently. In my opinion, cheating is circumstantial, right? Meaning, and I'm a bit of an optimist, so I honestly don't think the average person wakes up in the morning and says, I'm gonna cheat on my person, right? Like, on my spouse. Like, for me, cheating is right place, right time, which is why I think I can tend to lean more forgiving about it, because I really don't think people just wake up and be like, well, my God, what bitch am I choosing today? Like, no.
So is it worse to cheat over and over again with the same person?
Oh, no.
Or
At
to
that
like
point,
just be out here like, oh,
if
happenstance.
you're cheating on me with the same person, then call the cops, because the next step is the first 48, and it's either going to be you or her's murder or his. I mean, them or they. We're very inclusive on this podcast, so whatever you feel like is most applicable to your situation,
Everybody can get it.
I'm fucking them all up. Hey,
call the cops.
she.
Maybe you fell down some stairs. Maybe you fell in front of the G train. I don't know. It just depends on what was happening that day. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, it better not be more than once. Because
See, that's my I'm a very, so that's why I've in the past, like I don't know, year, like 6 months, I've started thinking, okay, look, if I'm dating somebody and like we don't live in the same area and something happens, I want people to be happy. I want them to do whatever it takes to make them happy. If that's not with me, I don't think any guy that I've met is gonna, maybe a couple like would disclose like, hey, last night I was out, I ran into my ex fiance at the bar, she's single, we hooked up. Okay, like I'm really working a lot through therapy on trying to set the standard super low. It's a slippery slope from like, oh, I hooked up with this person one time and it was sexy, to like, okay, now we're having a sexy affair. If you could just be with somebody once and then forget about them, which I'm really good at. But the thing is, people need to be more honest. Like, I think that we're all lying to each other. Men and women are sitting here being like, oh, like, I just want to tell them what they want to hear. And it's like, okay, we're all texting multiple people, whether it's like once a month or something else. It's like, I'm not going to cut off all my options for a guy that's like, what, WYD.
There are instances where you feel like it's okay for, like you brought up, like if you were long distance and something happened, would that be excusable in your book? Like, do you feel like you can give hall passes for certain things or certain situations you can overlook?
I think long distance is hard. I think long distance is hard because I would want to think that if I was dating somebody in DC, that when I came back up to DC, that he wouldn't not hang out with me and fuck other bitches while I was in town and then not fuck with me after I got back. I'm just kidding. That was a hypothetical. That was a hypothetical. I'm not heartbroken or anything. No, I think that if there was somebody local, and I do hope that people other than Grace Community Church watch this, if there was somebody local that I thought that like we could just like have a good time or whatever, then that would be different.
Mm-hmm.
If there is, let me know. But it's hard because like if you live away from somebody and they go out a lot and they do a lot and they meet a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of wonder, like, I'll date guys and they're out of town, and I wonder, like, what if you live in a busy city? Why would you want to date me? If it was roles reversed, I would never be faithful.
well, listen, I'm here to tell you that I live in a busy city, and that city is New York City, and it still ain't it, because I'm like, my God, I had no idea that when I got to the city,
The city, the one.
New York City, had no idea that when I got to
Acting
New
up.
York City,
Really?
Acting up.
No dick. No good dick? No good dick or no
I mean,
dick?
don't say that. But like, I think people up here treat each other like they're disposable. That's the problem up here.
Mm.
But I feel like that's a big city thing. I don't think that's just exclusive to New York City. I think it's just on a higher scale because it's a much bigger city. But like people just treat each other like they're disposable. Like it's just like, okay, you won't do this, cool. Next, it's yeah.
I mean, I think
It's DC times 22. That's what it is, Deven.
22, 22 shit, square root of pi. I mean, like, it's you just because we had sex, you can't move in here.
Oh,
I'm not looking for a roommate.
I mean, rent is high, but baby.
Rent is high. And I know I have hardwood floors. I know I got central air and heating. You can't move in here. I can't take this. I mean, it's hard out here. I get it. I live here too.
Listen.
But you can't move in here.
Ooh, Chad.
I know my building has some crazy good amenities.
I mean,
you can't use my laundry facility just because I gave you dick once.
Yeah.
Yo!
I know the laundry, the washer and dryer is in unit. That don't mean it's for you.
Listen, rarity.
Wait, you have in unit?
I have in unit.
I'm coming up
in that good life.
I have in unit. Yeah. I ain't got no garbage disposal. I do have it in unit.
And a dishwasher.
I do have a dishwasher.
Yeah, exactly. Those are two things.
Dishwasher.
You that, a dishwasher and an elevator?
Ooh. This ain't no
and an elevator.
You done made it, child. You done made it. If you're enjoying the episode, make sure you download Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Apple App Store and Google Play today and join in on the fun. Back to the episode.
They're fucking you. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that's so funny. I was hanging out with one of my friends 2 days ago, and she was like, oh my God, she's so cute. She's a little bit younger than me. She was like, oh my God, I had this guy come to my house, and the next day I had off, and I thought that he would leave, and he didn't leave until 11:30. And I was so annoyed because I had plans for my day off and he wouldn't leave. And I said, oh girl, you didn't do the fake I have to work. And she was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, I used to do that all the time in DC, wake up and be like, oh my God, he's still here at 8 a.m. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just got to call into work. I have to go right now. We gotta go.
Put them clothes on. Bye.
I don't even want somebody there for an extended stay in the morning. Checkout is at
hello.
Checkout should be depending on when you check in. If you check in at 5 a.m., checkout is 8.
I mean, and frankly, if we haven't consulted and then I didn't approve a late checkout of 10:30,
hello,
you got to go. And it's interesting because a person like myself, I don't really even believe in spending the night like that. One, because my own home is just more comfortable. Let me start with that.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
And then I would rather go to your home so that way when I'm finished, I can leave.
You can leave. But honestly, if I go to somebody's house and they don't want me to stay, I'm gonna feel away. I want you to want me to stay.
You know what? I think
Why do you want me to leave?
I think I can understand that. Because you told me to leave, but you didn't actually know that I'm in the couch in your mailroom waiting for you to go down.
I'll see there.
You got an Amazon package. I got it.
This is me.
I know I got it.
Good morning.
It's giving prime next day air.
No.
Hey, that new phone case, that new screen protector you ordered.
It was in a pack of 3, so I went ahead and put one on my phone too. Okay.
So now we matching twins.
Twins. Where are we going for lunch? But you know what the problem is though with all of that is that people can't I feel like all 3 of us are a good judge of character. If I'm not feeling it, if I come to your house and it's dirty as fuck, I'm out. I'm not even I might get a little head, okay? But I'm out. People don't understand. It's okay, if we were at somebody's house, we won't even be at somebody's house if we feel no.
Yeah.
Me and Tasha were in DC and some old he wasn't that old, but he was literally ready to put Tasha on his deed on his house. He was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take you to Trader Joe's. What do you want? Where do you want to eat? Come in here. Don't leave. And we're like, so I would rather be in a situation like that, but it's no, don't. I don't know. It's tricky because people just aren't honest. Just be honest and be like, hey, I would love to hang out with you again, but tonight I have to work so early in the morning. That's why, what you said, I want to go to somebody else's house so I can leave. I want to leave in the morning. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, what time did you leave? And I'm like, an hour after we fucked. When you were passed out snoring.
You know, in the instance of the Panera Bread, meaning, you know, because the panorama did a number on any of us, if you happen to have a deed to your home, my number is 202.
Here you go.
Because I'm trying to make good business sense at this point. And so I'm here and I'm readily available to take all your assets.
Bye.
At least let me co-sign. Shit.
Something. I mean, like, yes, I know that your 3 firstborn children were not firstborn, but your kids, they gonna fight me for the will. But I'm ready to fight. Let's get it.
Last question, girl. So, what has been your biggest dating or relationship lesson? What has dating taught you, girl?
I wish I could say any of y'all taught me shit, but you didn't. I've not learned anything from anybody that I've ever. No, let me see. Lesson. Okay. I'm gonna do that thing in interviews when people are like, "What is your greatest strength?" And they're like, "What is your only job weakness?" And then you have to lie and be like, "I work too hard. I never want to stop. I care too much about my company.
I pay too much attention to detail.
I care too much about the customer. So like my biggest job fail is that like I care more about your life than mine. Okay. I would say my biggest lesson that I've learned is to be more of myself. Like I've dated guys and I acted how I thought they wanted me to act. And it's part of like when you work with a consumer on a daily basis, you get used to being what they want you to be. Yeah. You get to the point where you're like, okay, like I might sit down on a date and in the beginning it's going well. And then towards the end, I'm like, okay, like if he's talking about something, I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, no, that's the one thing that I've learned is that I need to be unapologetically myself, because if I'm not in the beginning, then I'll never feel comfortable doing that later on. So I definitely, my biggest lesson has been in the beginning, however you feel, like whatever your political views are, however you feel on relationship statuses, however you feel on kids, however you feel on anything, any stance that you take it early, because if not, you're only hurting yourself. I have learned to put myself out there and to not even be agreeable in the beginning. It's like, okay, I don't know this person and I don't owe them anything. So if I just met somebody, I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be a bitch about it, but just be myself, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I don't want to sit here and then be 3 months deep in a relationship with somebody that we don't even agree on anything, but I'm just being compatible because I'm used to doing it at work. And now I have to do it after work too, when I'm off, because I'm so used to the customer service. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, no, I think I've learned to just be more myself instead of just agreeing with people or going with the flow. So,
I mean, I think that I think that what you said is very important. I think it's indicative of a lot of growth in your own personal self and in the way that you date.
Yes.
I think that's important for anybody that's dating, even if, whether you've been dating for a long time or a short time. I think it's important to realize your own habits, what makes you tick, what it is that you want, what it is that you want out of other people.
Yeah.
So very important.
Yes.
Those girl. Look at you. Learning lessons and shit.
What's it called? Growth.
Ow.
All right, so Deven, listen, you've been a co-host on this podcast before. You understand how this thing works. Now we're about to move on to our red flag section. Is it a red flag? Say you've been talking to a man online, or you met him online. Y'all been dating pretty consistently. Is it a red flag that you guys just continue to be dating and he continues to update his dating profile online?
Listen, I just experienced this. And we're not dating. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll look just to see like what did he do? But the only reason that I've seen that he updated his was because I updated mine. So I'm like, oh shit, he added a picture. The funny thing is, I almost wanted to text him and be like, hey, I saw you added this picture to your page. The last picture was better. I feel like you can either be honest or you can take it personally. And if you take it personally, they're going to wonder why you're so resentful towards them in like the 6 months. And you're like, you've been updating your Hinge every single day and I see you, motherfucker. Like, they're going to be like, okay, crazy bitch. Like, versus if in the beginning, if you're like, hey, look, you should definitely put that picture of you on a boat back on your page because like bitches will like that better because I did. So like just letting you know, because just be real. Like, and if they just say, okay, like actually that was cool for her to say that, like I fuck with her, then they will. But if not, let him go.
But that's not a red flag for you?
Oh, it's a red. If I like them, if it depends. If I really like him, I think the more that we are confident in ourselves, the more confident we are in saying shit to these people. So it's like, look, I know I'm a catch. I'm telling you, oh, I saw that you updated your Hinge. LOL. You should probably keep the old picture. But best of luck fucking other bitches. What I don't know. However you want to do it. I use humor with everything, but it's like however you want to do it, just tell them up front. Don't hold it in and then you know you're married and like on the honeymoon, you're like, I know you fucked other bitches.
I'm just trying to think about in the event that I said that, and then I'm trying to feel like a catch. And he said, "Bitch, you tilapia? Like what I'm supposed to do?"
Not tilapia. You know what?
I'm fake. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Almost. Okay. Is it a red flag if someone has a negative response to uncomfortable situations?
Like what? Like what situation?
You and dude are chilling. Maybe y'all down at the TGI Fridays.
Not the TGI Fridays.
Not me there. I mean, listen, they got the chicken crispers that be popping. They be soft. They got honey mustard.
If we're at TGI Fridays, I make it a goal to at least run up a $500 tab.
Oh my god,
I'm an expensive bitch. Regardless of where we're at Applebee's, okay, fuck that. I want 6 sizzling cheese plates.
Not 6, baby.
To run up a $500 tab in Applebee's.
The most expensive liquor they got.
Did you get 2,000 barefoot Moscatos? Like what was, I don't understand. How do you do that? And there's only so many ways that you can do that. You got 400 shrimp scampies? Like and you went to Outback and you got 16,000 blue onions?
Outback, I can spend that much money easy. I'm like, okay, send me to the bar.
So if you out with your dude, or whatever. I mean, you out on a date with a guy, and you just happen to run into your ex, and now all of a sudden your date just being mad weird about it
and his feelings.
You know what? I'm out with a guy, and something happens. Like, who knows? Like, if a bartender is like flirting too heavy, or like we run into an ex or something, and he gets crazy. That's almost like a green flag for me because it's like he cares so much that he's fucked up about it. If he's like, I'm serious. Like if I'm out with somebody, we run into one of my exes, which is rare because I don't claim any of y'all. If I run into somebody that is public, that has been one of my exes and they're like, damn, like that kind of fucked me up. I'd be like, oh, like, no, it's you. I would try to make them feel better, but I wouldn't feel bad about it because not everybody is as good on their feet as we are. And I've even been in situations where I'm like, I know I'm trying to act cool, but like I know that I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So is it a red flag if you're dating a dude or you're dating someone and you find out that they've never told anyone that they dated that they love them?
Ew, that's so childish. I tell everybody I love them. Look, one time and I'm like, I love you.
First of all,
Like, say it back.
Don't let us
Say it back.
Don't let us be having sex. I love you. Like,
You don't love them after the fact.
no.
You just
No,
saying
matter,
stuff.
I don't want to be with somebody that says like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not a city girl living in Orlando, Florida that wants to change, that wants to turn out somebody that's never been in love before. No, I fucking go out on one date and I'm like, okay, it was so nice meeting you. I love you. Say it back.
First of all, I'm also here to say, in the event that there are any city girls in Orlando, Florida, please hit up this podcast. I really want to know your experience.
Come on.
Please.
Okay, Dev. So, is it a red flag if someone wants to always split the bill when you go out? So that means he paying half, and then he wants you to pay the other half. What you about to do?
Next question. When my friends will be like, yeah, we went out one time, but like, we're just cool. So like, I'm like, you bought what, bitch? Your parking? Like, I'm even mad if you did that, because no. You ask me out. If you ask me out, you want me, then I'm not paying. I'm not paying for anything. If we've been dating for like a couple weeks or a month, and you're like, oh, I want you to come to my house, like, I'll come to your house. I'll bring a bottle. I'll bring a nice bottle. We could do stuff out, and I'll contribute to it. But if we're out together, men have to think about this too in this situation. If you are on a date with somebody that's attractive and you're not paying the entire tab, there's somebody in the background that's watching you and you not paying the entire tab. There have been times that I'm out with a guy. This happened like last year. I was out with a guy at the bar. He didn't pay for my tab and somebody else did.
Oh,
and
wow.
he felt dumb as shit, as he should.
Happy.
Because it's like, you're not, if you walk in with somebody that is sexy and you don't want to pay, somebody else might. What, as a man, what is making you not want to pay?
I feel
Right?
like that goes into what we were talking about earlier. Like, courting is just not a thing anymore. I mean, because it's not like women don't want to contribute at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, down the line, as we establish this relationship, of course, like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But damn, the first couple dates,
You know,
want to go half? Okay.
I think that a lot of,
Just
and it's strictly my opinion, I'm working under the assumption that a lot of guys today, in the age of social media, they're thinking that, hey, this is who I am. I'm the prize. You should be lucky to be with me.
Huh.
So
My chest.
you, because I really do think that, listen, social media has got all of us fooled in a way that
Facts.
social media has all of us thinking that we have access to everybody, and that's not real.
Hello? Oh my God. Just because you DM them does not mean they want to DM you back.
No.
That's not the same.
But you know how many times I've DM with Khalifa? I'm serious. I DM dudes all the time and they don't respond. And I'm like, okay, this shit is not working how I thought it was going to work.
Because it's and it's very interesting, and it's a unique thing, like especially for what we're going through right now. Like it's just, maybe a lot of guys just feel like that's something they don't have to do anymore. I mean, like, personally, for example, like, I'll use Tasha as an example. Tasha's been a friend of mine for a long time. I have been on we've been out many a times, and Tasha has said, here's the card. Don't you worry about it. And I'm like, no, Tasha, we know you a bad bitch. You don't have to do this. Let us do this. And Tasha is like, no, man, here it is. However, that's different between me and Tasha's friendship versus, hey, I'm out here with, my gentleman caller. And
we're going to want something at some point down the line.
Because at the end of the day, he going to want me to bust it wide. And at the end, and if it's not, I mean, personally, you gotta pay to play. I don't.
If you don't pay,
Oh, shit.
if you don't pay for me, when I'm out with my friends, it's
I
different.
mean, oh no. I mean, well, let me rephrase because it sounds like
Yeah, that's
prostitution.
another
Let
one.
me dial it back.
No, it doesn't sound like prostitution. It sounds like life. Like if I'm out with my friends, what you just said is so real. Like if I'm out with my friends, I'm gonna like look. I'll give my card in the beginning and be like, shh, take my card. And then when the check comes, they're like, it's all on one. She told me, and I'm like, love y'all. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And when I'm with a guy, I'm literally like, if you don't pay for my 4 fucking motherfucking real tequila drinks, you expect me to even fuck with you after we leave this restaurant? Like,
First of all, if we order in real, you have to go home.
I know that was a lie. That was a lie.
But I think that's
That
it.
was
Like
a lie.
that high expectations, and then
Mhm.
like, but you coming in here, like, it's not matching. That's what throws me. It's just like you think so much is about to happen, but you have done the bare minimum. That's not how this works. That's crazy to me.
No, it's
I don't like it.
No, no. I mean, to be honest, I hate it here, and you know, we've already established that. Well, if we haven't established, Earth is ghetto, and we just out here trying to deal the best way we can.
Listen, Dev. Listen, me and Terrell didn't know that it could get worse from DC to New York, but we have been
you mean worse?
showing them things.
Listen, DC is already like
Showing
DC.
them things.
Like we've all lived in DC, so
I'm about ready to entertain some DC niggas again at this point.
you see my ass be here every weekend. Like, god damn, like
here I am again.
I got it.
No,
And I never come back, and then here I am. Like,
it's Sunday at brunch, and they be like, Tara, you
I
moved back.
was like, where we going on Sunday?
Hello? They be like, you moved back? No, I didn't, but I'm here.
On the weekends.
See, it's the fucked up thing about it is that if you live in a big city, the bigger the city, the more options they think they have.
Yes.
If you live in a rural area, nobody like y'all. I'm telling you, look, and this is SOTS after hours talk.
Yes.
I was out, y'all. I need dick.
Mhm.
I'm literally sitting at the bar. I'm looking at everybody. I have my tequila. It's not real, but out of respect, if I'm out with somebody that I think can't pay, I'll say, "Oh, let me just get a," instead of a, because you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't want to be like, I pay for my own 1942. So if I go out with somebody and I'm like 1942, they're like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Ooh, bitch, okay, 1800," and I'm not fucking you. But I was out a couple weeks ago. And I'm sitting there and I'm literally surveying the entire bar. And I'm like, if there's one person that I would fuck here tonight, no, no. Because why wouldn't they have already, and it's past the point of like, okay, everything else that we talked about, it's deeper. But if you're out and you're at like a bar or club and nobody even approaches you to buy you one drink, what is a drink? $10, $20? I'm like, so you don't even want to put $20 up to try to sleep with me, but you want me to walk up to you and be like, hey, no.
And still give you the goodies on top of it, approaching you.
Unless you're like something like really special and I walk up to you and then you are like super cool and you're like, let me get you a drink. But it's like, that hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. So it makes me feel crazy when I'm out in a crowded room and I'm like, really? Like all of y'all are just gonna stand here and act like that. That gives me like DC, that gives me like Thursday night park vibes. Like everybody's standing there and they're like,
that's real. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bitch, pay for my drink or I'm gonna talk to somebody else. And then we all end up sad as fuck at the end of the night.
Same boat, champ.
You could have bought my one motherfucking 1800 water lime, but instead you wanted to sit in the corner with your fucking coworkers and act crazy. Right? Like,
such is life, girl. It's hard.
Listen, it's so hard out here. It's so hard
out here.
Okay.
I mean, okay. For my last question, I'm gonna get just a tad bit racy because maybe I was in a situation like this recently, and I just want to know what you would do. You're having sex with someone.
Oh.
Maybe y'all doing y'all thing. Maybe y'all had some 1942, and now y'all 1942ing. And
this is my dream. Hit me up if you want to fuck, because
y'all 1942ing,
Mhm.
and then the camera comes out. Is that a red flag?
You mean like monitors? Okay. Oh my God. Hey, listen, if I'm fucking somebody, if I'm fucking somebody,
All of a sudden.
if I'm fucking somebody and it's like average, I'm literally smashing your phone into the ground, because I'm like, you also have to understand, like, it depends. It depends on who it is. Like, if it's somebody that I've been wanting to fuck for a long time and he pulls this camera out, I'm gonna be like, get my angle.
No, let me pose.
If it's somebody brand new and he's like, no, I mean, that's 1000% situational. It depends. Also, like, did you ask? Were you like, oh, I'm about to
just whip it out?
I feel sexy. Like, oh, you want to record me? Like, yeah, I felt like this was good too. If I all of a sudden see a flash, I'm turning around. I don't care who it is. If I all of a sudden see a flash, I'm turning around.
Hello.
Because what are you gonna do with that? Because do it on my phone so I can edit it.
I mean, that's personally always been my logic. If it's on my device, so I can do what I please with it, then bet.
What's that angle? What's that angle? Hold on. Okay, I'm like, let me get out my lip gloss. Jesus. For me, it would be more scary to like know that somebody had footage of me.
Absolutely.
If you're watching this and you do have footage of me, I'll kill you. I want you dead. But if not, let me record it on my phone.
You be in possession of it if it exists. Yeah.
I mean, like, that would
freak me the fuck out.
I mean, I just feel like you're not going to distribute this in any way that I don't see fit. So be sure to look up the revenge porn laws in your state, because you may or may not be going to prison.
Good night.
And now all of a sudden, orange is the new black. God damn it! So just go ahead and put it on.
You look so sexy in orange. Don't ever fucking try me again.
That's it.
Too much.
Wait, so New York, isn't it? Where are we gonna go?
To be honest, I don't know.
Oh my God. Where else
California,
is there to go?
Cali, the West Coast?
No.
At least in LA. LA is unique. They some chill. LA is a very different vibe than the East Coast. Yeah. There's some very, lackadaisy, laissez-faire, kind of, maybe I have a job, maybe I smoke whiskey.
They'll never get married.
And you know what? Based on my experience, maybe that's all right.
No, but they'll never get married or have a job. I feel like LA gives that vibe. Like, I might be a rapper, but they're like 50. And I'm like,
you know what? LA gives more of I'm actually a screenwriter, and I've been writing a pilot for 17 years.
Yeah, it's not going to that.
Yeah. And what you didn't know is my pilot was a mashup between Sister and the Real Husbands of Hollywood. So if you put them together, then you got the real bullshit of nothing. So it just depends on what you
add that up, you got nothing, bitch. I've been working for 17 years.
Tad.
Hello.
Tad. I don't know where we're gonna go, child, because this ain't it. Like, what's left?
I mean, I heard Wichita, Kansas, personally.
I'm gonna say no. They got tornadoes and shit and flood.
And they got real tornadoes. They don't even have that fake shit.
Don't play them games.
I've never heard. I mean, Kansas City, maybe.
No.
I mean, they got good barbecue out there.
Hard to know. They got all that stuff.
So if you got good barbecue, maybe you got some good meat.
No, I was out there fucking with somebody, and on the Uber ride to the airport, the guy knew who I was talking about when I was on FaceTime with him, and I said, "Look, I can't."
You know what?
He was like,
"Fuck no, I'm leaving." Because excuse me.
I hung up the phone. He said, "Oh, you should come back if you want to." The Uber driver said, "Oh, I know him."
And then immediately after he dropped you off, he said, "Let me tell you about the following." So we've come to the point in our show where it's time for our special guest, ex-co-host Deven, to turn the table on us.
What?
And ask us a question.
Come on, Dev.
Any question?
What you got?
I'm about to fuck y'all up right now.
Yeah.
What's your body count? I'm just kidding.
I
would never know. Okay, so tell me, dating in a big city. Tell me the best parts of that and the worst parts of that, and then I want you to tell me why you would date somebody in a different area. Like why you would consider dating somebody that like didn't live near you, but like you felt like you might like connect with.
My caramel brown skin feelings are such. Dating in a big city. Here's the thing. So the thing is again, it's a big city, right? So if you live in a city where there are so many goddamn people, here's an analogy that I'm gonna use. You have a grocery store. We at the Costco. So there is so much shit at Costco you love. Sample this, sample that. Maybe you get a 6-pack of this. Maybe you get a 6-pack of that. But there's also 62 other 6-pack. This is Costco. Shit is in bulk. Motherfuckers are everywhere. So the hard part is you run into these people who don't really look at things seriously because, again, this is a shopping mart. So I can pick things up. I can put them down. I don't have to commit to this thing. So that's the hard part. It's so many people. Getting people to commit is difficult.
Well, yeah, there you go.
The reason why I may reach out to someone who just happens to live in Chattanooga is because maybe it's only one Walmart in their town. And that Walmart just got everything that they need. And so, maybe they love you. And, maybe you they Target and all they got is Walmart. I don't know.
That's me. All I have is Walmart. All I have is neighborhood Walmart. And I'm trying to find my
neighborhood Walmart.
I'm trying to find my Costco.
Listen, and Costco is hard to come by.
Indeed.
So it's just
you crazy girl.
Big city is different. I think I was working under the illusion that when you go to a big city, because there's so many options, that there was just going to be this catalog to choose from.
Yeah.
But when you realize that catalog actually ain't a catalog. It's more like a East Bay. You know that shit from back in the day? That's what it is. And so you're just trying to figure out how to deal with that shit. And so, So listen, Chattanooga, what's popping? What y'all doing?
Hello.
My Instagram is
Chattanooga tap in. Yeah. Chattanooga tap in.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I mean, listen, my sentiments aren't too far off from Terrell's. I did not think it would be this difficult. I did not think I would still be dealing with stuff that I was dealing with in my 20s. Like the maturity levels or the lack of maturity levels, or just like, I feel like up here, what I find is I don't have a problem finding men that I connect with. We have a good time. Like we go on dates, things are great. They know how to act. We're good. We're on the same page. But when it comes to a commitment, I feel like they feel in the bigger city like they're going to miss out on something. Oh, if I commit to you, somebody better might come along, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I got you. Like they want to be with you, and they might want to marry you, but they still want to have somebody else or be able to be with other people if that arises. Like, what we get married for? That's the absolute downside. I don't know if guys up here really want a family and want to settle down and want a commitment. I find that they say they want that, but then when you start going through emotions, it's like overwhelming for them. I'm just like, but bro, what do you think? What do you how do you feel like you get to these stages unless you go through them. Like, you can't just have it because you say you want to have a family, you want to be married. That's not how that works, baby. These things don't just happen for you and fall in your lap.
No.
So I feel like that's it. They talk a lot, but they don't put a lot of effort in. So feels like DC all over again. I'm traumatized.
I mean, I think that that's real. I think that this, a part of me can't blame them, in a sense that if we have had a different experience in not growing up in this kind of city, right? Like, we're all from other areas, whether that may be, North Carolina, I'm from Florida, Deven is from the world. And so,
not the world. I threw you to everybody.
No, he's right. I'm like, look, I've lived here, there, whatever. I've never seen some shit like this. You know what, though, Tasha? I haven't met anybody down here. I've met men in their almost 40s that still didn't want to commit. Really? And I'm like, damn. Yeah, the only difference is in the city, they have more, but they spend more. And they're like, okay, I have this going on. I have this going on. I have this. Down here, they're like,
type.
Okay, well, I built this for myself and I don't want to risk it. And I'm doing this, this, and this. And I'm like,
we just going to do it, my friend. So thank you so much, Deven, for being our first guest this season and starting things off right. If the people want to follow you or buy a house or slide in your DMs, where can they find you? Let us know. What's your handle?
Please find me. Please find me. If y'all want me, please come find me. I'm just kidding. I'm kind of kidding, but also my Instagram is Deven B. Lee, and that's Deven, in case you get confused, which is okay. I don't judge you if you don't know how to spell my name, but don't misspell my name once we start talking, because that is definitely a pet peeve. Don't fucking do that. But you can find me in South Carolina. You can find me in New York, DC, wherever my friends are. You might be able to find me in Austin, Texas. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just happy to be here.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we'll be back with another hot young lady that's going to be joining us in the hot seat. So tune on in and let's see what shenanigans we got next.
In the meantime, download the app, subscribe, like, and comment on the episode. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.